Hey, you want to see something weird? This
What?
just happened, like
What?
literally a couple minutes ago. I just got an Instagram message from somebody this is what it says. Let me know if the benches bleed weird liquid. They were for me and my friend. When being dumb, I touched it and ended up throwing up outside immediately after. Which is so bizarre because the benches were going crazy.
Yeah, the benches were going nuts. Like they were shaking. Like I thought we would have went back in there and they would have been moved.
Slide down the rooftop. Slide down the rooftop. Slide down the rooftop.
Last time we were at Union Point, we were talking to, it seemed like we were talking to a few different entities.
What kind of vehicle were you driving? Whoa, this is a very old building too.
Like,
Peter, is that your name?
The first one was Pete, the guy who froze in there
whoa.
in the church. The second was one of the Jacksons, right? The Jackson family. But there was just this dark entity the entire time of who we believed to be Jack Kravchenko.
Oh shit, I thought I saw something in that window.
I want to know more about a guy named Jack Kravchenko.
And he chased us out of there pretty quick that time.
Heard that he murdered somebody not too far from here.
And we just wanted to know if we could actually, talk to him a little bit more this time.
Oh, step in the door. My God. Is that Jack? Who is that? Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh my God. Okay.
So this is the story of Bloody Jack. Last time we visited Union Point Church, we met a malevolent entity of a former resident and member of the church's congregation. Also known as Bloody Jack, he exhibited what was described as a violent streak from a very young age. He was ordinarily a quiet kid and a very well-adjusted young boy, but would fly into fits of rage if he was ever disciplined. He was described as a bright young boy, but hardly spent any time in school. Jack's father was a gambler and his mother was a horse thief. She would leave the house dressed as a man and come back as a beautifully dressed woman, leading a string of horses back to the house. This was a trait that Jack took after his mother, and he was caught for the first time at age 15 stealing watches and a bicycle. And by all accounts, this was the first time he spent any time in jail. As Jack grew older, he was admired by criminals and European immigrants alike, especially since he could utter threats in the immigrants' native language. Jack was becoming well known for his criminal activities in Canada and as well as the US. He was caught passing a bad check in Regina, Saskatchewan, and sentenced to 18 months in Prince Albert Penitentiary. On the way to Prince Albert, he jumped through the window of a moving train to escape incarceration, but the guard looking after him jumped out the window after him and recaptured him shortly after. After his release, he continued his crime spree across North America as well as Europe. However, his crime spree would come to an end upon his return to Manitoba, in the town of Plum Coulee, not far from Union Point. On December 3rd, 1913, Jack robbed the BMO Bank in Plum Coulee. The holdup occurred at lunchtime when the bank manager Henry Arnold was alone in the bank. After Jack left the building with his stash, Henry grabbed his own gun and chased Jack out of the bank. About 20 feet from the building, Jack stopped to grab some of the money that he had drawn from his stash. But when Henry pointed his gun at him and told Jack to stop, Jack raised his pistol and shot Mr. Henry Arnold, and he died instantly. Jack was able to escape to Winnipeg, but he was picked up by Winnipeg police at a residence on College Avenue about a week later. While awaiting his murder trial, Jack was able to escape prison with the help of his lawyer, a man named Percy Hagel. Percy brought in a handgun and a rope for Jack during a visit with his client one night. In the middle of the night on January 14th, 1914, Jack reached underneath his mattress and grabbed the handgun that Percy had brought in for him and ordered the guard to get into the closet and toss him his keys. After releasing himself from his cell, he used the same keys to lock the guard into the closet, but it was later revealed that the guard was in on the escape. Jack was recaptured 4 days later on January 18th, and his trial began shortly thereafter in Morden, Manitoba. Despite a petition for clemency with 10,000 signatures on it, this was still not enough to keep him from being convicted. Jack Kravchenko was hanged at the Vaughan Street Jail in Winnipeg on July 9th, 1914. The former Union Point resident's legacy has haunted the ghost town for over a century, and we believe his ghost does as well. Jack was a former member of the church's congregation, and his dying wish that his estranged son be brought up in the Christian religion. So it's no surprise to us that Bloody Jack has chosen the Union Point Church as his place of eternal spiritual residency.
Well, Jack, this time we're here to see you. We're not here to see Peter. And if you don't remember us, I'm Johnny.
And I'm Jordan. You threw a tripod at me last time.
We know that was you, too.
That's right.
Surgery. We heard you making cracks last time. You locked me inside the bathroom. One time here, I believe that was you. It wouldn't be Peter.
No.
Script, we're inside a church.
Script,
Oh,
like,
worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness.
God is our refuge, strength, and a very present help in trouble.
I can't recall. How did he end up related to this?
He was a resident of Union Point.
After, like, did he flee here? Did he come here after he murdered somebody in a bank teller in Plum Coulee, or was it before?
No, he lived here.
Wow. Oh yeah,
and-
during that.
Yeah. And presumably he went to this church.
Keep that going. I'm gonna.
Are you in here with us, Peter? Go up along all these pews to see if you're sitting here. This little device is going to light up and it's going to tell me if you're here or not.
Have a little seance there. Honestly, we didn't even think we were going to be coming back here ever.
Nope. It's weird. It's kind of like stepping into a piece of our history coming back here.
Yeah.
Fortunium.
It's like going back into the...
What is that?
Huh?
Infortunium? Fortunium?
Oh, I've never heard that word before. Like cobwebs on my arm.
Cobwebs?
Yeah, didn't somebody say that it's like if you got that feeling, it's like you walk through a ghost?
Sit and talk.
Sit and
Well,
talk.
let's sit then.
Okay.
You sit there, I'll sit on this side. I remember hearing cracking coming from this side last time. Or well, I think that might have been the first time we were here.
Okay, we're sitting.
We're ready to talk.
What do you want to say?
Who's that?
It was my arm hitting the pew. Thing is, who knows, we could be talking to Peter Jitnig or one of the Jacksons too. It doesn't mean they're just not here just because we're here to talk to Jack.
Yeah, we'll leave that doorway open, but we are here to talk to Jack this time.
Hello, Bloody Jack, are you here? Jack Kravchenko? I thought I heard something in the back of the church. Like something slid across the floor or something.
I just heard something over there. It sounded like it came from outside.
What?
It's not like spitting out the words fully.
Albert.
Seriously? Well,
You don't think?
cue the dialogue scene.
Yeah, no kidding.
Cue the dialogue scene.
Holy shit.
Albert was a very interesting Ovilus response for us because longtime viewers of the channel, you'll know that Albert Victor Westgate was the name of the man that we investigated at the Marlborough Hotel. And through a series of events, it led us to believe that he was the author of the killer's journal that we had found at Richard's farmhouse over a year prior. The first time it came through, we definitely thought it was strange and it was probably something to touch on, but it also could have meant nothing. But when it came through a second time later on, we knew that we had to try to find some sort of connection between the two, if there was any at all. When we looked to find any connection, we weren't very hopeful, but we did find one very interesting piece of information, and that is that Bloody Jack Kravchenko and Albert Victor Westgate are both buried at the Berkside Cemetery in Winnipeg.
Now we
As
come back.
if it just said that.
I know, which is so funny because we were talking about how they're buried in the same spot. We have to go see the graves
We have to go see them
because they're
now.
buried in the same spot.
In the same graveyard, yeah.
Jack, would you like us to come to your gravesite? We don't want to give you any more recognition than you deserve because we don't really feel like you deserve a lot. He robbed banks in the UK.
Yeah, from what I read about him, he took a ship to the UK and not even just the UK, all over Europe. He just robbed banks. He's just a serial bank robber. Man.
Albert, man.
Albert, man.
This place always, man, it blows my mind.
Yeah, it always
There's
says
a part of me that just loves Union Point.
the Ovilus is always just spot on when we come
Always,
here.
yeah.
With the Jackson, with Pete.
The Pete thing was wild.
Pete
It said
thing
it
was
several times,
insane.
and we didn't even know at the time, and then Renee said,
That was one of the most mind-blowing moments we've ever had on the channel is when she messaged us and she's like, hey.
with all the stuff we've had here
Yeah.
too.
And hey, because in the first video we just said, hey, we think we got the name of the guy, Peter. And then she looked in her book
it
and
is
was,
Peter.
and was like, yeah, it's
It was
Peter.
actually the person,
Yeah.
the famous person who died here. That was so crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We have seen some people ridiculing us in the comments. So we just freak out over the random words the Ovilus says, but
It's always if it has some value. There is sometimes
Yeah.
where we freak out for words that were, it might be a stretch,
yeah.
but it's not usually the case here.
Yeah, here the Ovilus has always been spot on and give us really, really crazy, really pertinent responses.
Can you come push me around a bit or pinch me or do something? I know you're a violent man. Allison. That's it. I don't believe that has anything.
No. It's a violent man threw a tripod at me last time. Why did you kill that one bank teller, Jack? If you did so many bank robberies, what was it about that time where you had to kill that bank teller?
Did you know that was a
Ooh,
wrong
that was
thing
a
to
knock
do?
to your
I heard
right.
it. Yeah, I was.
You heard
speaking.
that?
Yeah, it was speaking at the time. So far, this K2 hasn't done much.
It doesn't do anything, no.
Explore.
Explore. Explore where? There's not much to explore here. I think we've explored everything. Okay, we heard you there. That was definitely a knock on a window, hey?
Absolutely.
Which one? That one, or that one? I don't know.
I thought it was maybe that one in the back, like in the front, actually, the front of the church there.
Thank you for that. I don't see, that's the problem, is we don't know who that was, though.
Yeah.
Jack doesn't, like, I don't see Jack just knocking on windows. Unless he doesn't have much energy right now.
I mean, yeah. Like considering like that's where Pete's shadow was seen.
It's true,
That's
yeah.
what makes me think it might have been Pete. Peter Rajitnik.
This is great.
This is great. Ooh.
It's great to talk to you too.
REM-Pod's not doing anything here either right now.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe this is more of just a quiet night.
I want to hear which one. That was this one. 100%, yeah. Stained glass one. Somebody threw a rock or something in here too, it looks like.
You guys, if you're watching this, do not come here and destroy the place.
Yeah, that's not what...
Come here, check it out for sure. It's a cool spot, but do not follow us to places and act like an idiot, please.
Remember this door handle too went like... Remember
Yes, it creaked
that? Yeah.
and then it slammed.
You heard that? Came from back there.
What was that?
That was something that got thrown at the glass. You heard that?
I did.
That would sound like a rock on the glass. Can you do that again? What's with the glass back there?
I don't know.
The other knock was so loud.
Maybe we should
was like
be
a little stone.
focusing more on that. It's focusing on something on the ground
Really?
right in
Oh
front
my
of
God,
me.
yeah.
Look at that. If I go there,
Still there.
it's just like it's hugging
It's
the
like
ground.
sitting in the same spot when you move it up and down.
It's like right here.
Are you standing around here?
Huh. Nothing on the K2 there.
Did something bad.
I did something bad.
So are you Jack? Because I know you did something bad. If you are Jack.
That sounded like...
It sounded like the pew like shifted a bit.
This place is weird. It's just always
It is.
weird.
Like it's such a like unassuming little place, but I don't know. I just get
always-
tripped out every time we come in here. It's focusing on that window now, which I remember is doing that last time. It was like focusing on something in the window. Yeah, even when I move over here, that yellow box is like focusing on something in that window.
I feel like I can feel him, but it's like he's just being quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got a cold
Whoa.
breeze.
You hear that knock over there?
Yeah, I did. And then I got a cold breeze right before that.
You did?
Yeah.
He might be around you then, because I didn't feel anything. And I'm not even that far away from you.
Have no regrets.
No regrets. Because you're a psycho. What?
3 lights.
What?
Lights?
Three lights? There are 3 lights. There's that one, there's this one, and there's that green light, but there's candlelight as well.
Huh.
But are you considering candles lights? 3 lights.
I mean, I would personally.
Yeah, it's candle light, right?
Spirit box?
You ever run that?
Yeah.
Let's pause it and then run a spirit box. Let's get it set up.
Holy
Okay.
shit. That scared me.
My hands are shaking.
I was sitting right here when that door slammed
Oh, that's scary.
last time we were here.
Somebody coming in here or leaving? This door was shut. It is open.
Jack?
That was all the way latched shut. Holy shit.
Crazy. Jack, are you here? Can you say yes?
Oh, that's scary. That was freaky. What? I feel like it's not being loud like it was. Oh, there it goes. Oh. Jack, did you open that door?
Jack, why did you kill that bank teller? Want? I don't know. One? Something?
Want or one? That door was creepy, man. Why is it always the door here?
Scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Jack, why are you here in Union Point? As far as we can tell. What brought you here? If we went to your grave to speak to you, would we be able to speak to you there as well?
Did you come change the temperature on this at least? Oh, scared me. Terror. Why terror? Oh, the temperature changed.
It
Went
did?
up, it went up, yeah. Oh, there it goes. The hell?
Oh, wow.
My light just died.
Your light died? Is that Jack? Oh my god. Things picking up?
Okay, what is happening? Oh man. Jack, is that you? Can you make it go all the way up?
Do you hear that?
light's dead.
What the fuck was that?
You can hear redlining in there.
I think the candles went out too.
Oh man, my hands are shaking. What the fuck is that?
So I think that's our man. What do you want to do?
I don't know, we have no light. All our lights are in there.
Yeah,
My
all our
phone,
stuff is
everything's in there. All the flashlights, everything's inside.
We have to get it.
Okay, I'm going straight for my fucking phone.
Okay. Hold on. Should I stop filming?
No. It's the only light we have. Like if I
So
switch
I feel like
my-
I should just
if I
like,
switch this around.
like I want to grab everything at once, right? And if I have one hand full of
Well,
camera.
let's go see. Holy shit, he's scary. Yeah. The front candles are out. The REM pod's down. Oh man,
Just going off like crazy.
we don't have any light.
So it was just one candle that went out. Or no, 3 candles.
Oh my god.
What did that say?
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I'm about done tonight.
It said Albert again while we were gone.
It said Albert again.
Yeah. Okay.
That is crazy. This is not going to be a tidy pack up.
No.
I'm throwing this shit in the bag and getting the fuck out of here.
I'm sweating bullets. It was just weird that it said 3 lights. That the Obulus said 3 lights, and then
Yeah.
after we came back in the church, there was only 3 candlelights left lit. For whatever reason. I have no idea what it means. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, the 3 lights thing was really weird because after all hell broke loose in the church, we go back in there and we have 6 candles set up. 3 of them are burnt out. So I don't know if 3 lights means, 3 lights are burnt out or there's 3 lights still on.
Hey, you want to see something weird? This
What?
just happened, like
What?
literally a couple minutes ago. I just got an Instagram message from somebody this is what it says. Let me know if the benches bleed weird liquid. They were for me and my friend. When being dumb, I touched it and ended up throwing up outside immediately after.
She's talking about the church?
There's a guy, he's talking about Union Point because I made an Instagram post and he said, let me know if the benches bleed weird liquid. They did for me and my friend. Me being dumb, I touched it and ended up throwing up outside immediately after, which is so bizarre because the benches were going crazy.
Yeah, the benches were going nuts.
I'll
Like, they were
screenshot it and
shaking.
show it here.
Like I thought we would have went back in there and they would have been moved.
Yeah.
But they were bolted to the side and to the ground.
Yeah, look at that.
He's talking about the same place?
Yeah, that's the Union Point Church because I posted the picture of it. And he's from around here. That's weird, hey?
That's super strange.
He doesn't even know anything happened with the benches. Nobody does. No trailers or anything. That's weird. That was cut so early.
This is probably the earliest we've ever left.
I cannot stop sweating.
I don't even care. That was fucked.
That door again.
Yeah, I think
The door just opened again. I'm so sick of that. Something wrong.
I'm shutting off the Ovilus. I don't care.
You, Jack.
I don't know what you want to do with your phone.
If we didn't even have a chance to computer yet.
Okay, next thing I gotta shut the camera off.
I'm leaving these candles. I don't care about those. I just want to get going.
Put the night on off.
I don't want to leave you in here without any light, so
Oh, yes.
I'm not even taking my mic off. Don't worry, I won't leave you. Fuck, that sucks.
Yeah, okay, dude.
What a fucking night.
When we looked to find any connection, we weren't very hopeful, but we did find one very interesting piece of information, and that is that Bloody Jack Kravchenko and Albert Victor Westgate are both buried at the Brookside Cemetery in Winnipeg. Once again, this could have meant nothing. It is a big cemetery, a lot of people are buried here, and I don't believe they had any interaction with each other. In fact, I believe Albert would have been 13 years old when Jack was executed. But even knowing all this, we knew that we had to try to find their graves and maybe run some tests by the graves to see if we could get any more answers to this.
Especially since when we ran out of the church, it had said Victor. So when my thought is, if, when certain things like this happen and we're cutting an investigation short because we came for paranormal activity and that's what we documented, and if we would have stayed, I wonder still if it would have said Westgate.
It could have. If it said Albert twice and then a Victor, what was coming next? Like, we would have stayed.
Yeah. But again, when you run into situations like this, it's like, there was no reason to stay, and we didn't even make the connection because we didn't see Victor in the moment.
Until after.
Looking at the logs, yeah. So I don't know. It's one of those things, like, you got paranormal activity, so you stay, but if you would have stayed longer, maybe you would have got a piece of story, but
what else would we have got?
Yeah, exactly. So,
maybe a little bit too much. We don't know.
But anyway, I don't know. If we have to touch on that, I don't know, but that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Or we can just use this.
I think this will be fine.
We are at the Brookside Cemetery and we found the grave, according to findagrave.com. This is Bloody Jack Kravchenko right here. And it's kind of like a blink and you miss it kind of thing, because when we first got here, this grave, it was just a hole in the ground and it was like filled with all these leaves.
Yeah, this is the one that we actually realized where it was because of that one.
Yeah. So yeah, here lies Bloody Jack. And we haven't found Albert Westgate's grave yet. I'm wondering if he's in the same area. It's kind of crazy. I didn't think we'd actually find like a killer's grave ever. It's just something never crossed my mind to actually do it until yesterday.
So we're gonna run an Ovilus and see what we come up with. Jack, one thing I want to know is, first of all, why were you a killer? And if you were the one that threw the tripod at Jordan.
Yeah, Jack, I know you were a serial bank robber and you were a violent person, but I think that was the only time you killed somebody. So why was it that time? Why did you decide to kill that person, that bank teller?
It would almost not surprise me if we didn't get anything here because he's at Union Point.
Yeah.
This was probably the fastest we ever got the footage we needed at a location, and also the fastest that we left after all hell broke loose. If you're wondering why we didn't stay or why we ran, as some of you would put it, it's already because we got what we needed. We're not there to do anything else besides document paranormal activity.
I don't know, I think this is kind of like the end of the road for Union Point and for Jack.
So once we have it and we decide it's a good time to leave, especially if a spirit is showing itself to be very violent and non-welcoming, then we make the decision to do so.
I don't really know what else. This was the last thing that we could have possibly gone on, so I feel like we just gotta kind of put this to rest now.
We tried going back to Union Point Church to have another conversation with Jack, but judging from the last time we were there and this time, it seems that we have to accept that Jack just does not want to talk. And maybe it's time for us to move on from Union Point Church forever.
Slide down the rooftop. Slide down the rooftop.